TikTok is live. And YouTube is live.
Hello and welcome back to Improv Every Day with Zach at ImprovBroadway. I'm Zach A. This is ImprovBroadway, and this is the show where I play improv games with my dear improv friends. Joined with me is pedal to the metal, Adam Broud.
Vroom, vroom. I was late today. That's what that means.
And pedal to the flower, Sam Forsey.
Keeping it sunshiny.
Hey. This is your first time tuning in. We're going to play some improv games. I'm going to make up some stuff. The improvisers can bring up some stuff, but you in the comments can suggest games, characters, scenes, anything to really get our juices flowing. So we're going to make up some crap. All right, so this first game is a game that I made up on the way here. It's called Fast Food F Words. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have an intense argument.
Okay.
Where you would normally be swearing a ton. But of course, there will be no real swears.
No.
You will only be using words from the McDonald's menu.
Oh,
Okay?
that's a challenge. I don't even know the last time I've been to McDonald's.
Do they have to be current menu
All
items?
time. You could throw the McRib in there if you want.
Oh, it's back, baby.
Yeah. Shamrock Shake? I can't wait to see it. All right. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
You Southwest salad piece of nugget.
Me? Me?
Yeah, I'm not talking about number one over here.
Oh, wow. Look at the spicy nugs calling the regular nugs nugs all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you're over there taking a dip in ranch?
Oh, forgive me for being a salad wrap every once in a while.
Okay, you listen to me. I'm going to fillet your fish if you don't change.
Look, I didn't want to bring this up, but ever since you broke up with Stacy, you've been kind of a Big Mac, all right? I can handle a regular Mac.
Excuse me,
A
if I'm not
Big
willing
Mac.
to go around town with every $1 menu item person who's willing to spend some time with me like you, I've got standards.
Oh, sure. No, you're broken. You're broken like a McFlurry machine.
Well, you've put on a quarter pounder, haven't you?
Please. Please be soft-served with me.
I am going to give you something special. It's the Coke from my machine that is different here than everywhere else.
Oh, sure. Like you don't go around giving Coke to everybody?
Your ketchup isn't even Heinz brand
Oh, and
anymore.
you've got the secret sauce. Yeah, everyone knows what the recipe is.
It's secret and special to have 1,000 islands. Even if everyone knows, it's still special.
Oh, sure. You're just like everybody else. All right. What? Oh, you got sesame seed bun? Really unique. Two all beef patties? Back in high school, maybe you made it to all beef, but now, no.
Do you even have lettuce?
Ideally, no.
And see.
McDonald's lettuce, disgusting.
And no good. No bueno. That's it, y'all. We're doing improv. Hey, comments. Any game
just
suggestions coming?
apologize for us? Felt like that was
No,
You
no,
French fry.
That was
That's what
great.
it
Although there was a lot less expletives and more just like
metaphor.
I know something on the menu too.
Yeah.
Anything on TTYTT?
Nope, just people saying hey.
Hey guys, thanks so much for chiming in. Make sure you give us
Hopefully
game
your fish was
suggestions, improv character suggestions, or
that
scene
one.
suggestions. All right, there's another game. I didn't really make up, but I'm going to appropriate it for this.
Nice.
But real quick, Adam, who is your favorite comic book character?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Who's your favorite comic book character?
It would normally be Spider-Man, but for variety, and the comic book that I enjoyed reading the most was actually Invincible.
Oh,
Invincible.
what a good show.
And
that's why I read it, 'cause
The
of the
guy
show.
Invincible, like the main guy.
Yeah, I mean, there might be other characters I like more, but it was a while ago.
Okay,
I don't
well-
remember their names.
Power scaling might be an issue, but do your best.
One person's name is literally Invincible.
They actually met each other and made fun of each other's names.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, do you guys remember? Would you guys ever like have fight battles with your friends in elementary school. Or you'd, have fighting.
yeah.
So I want you
You're
to.
like, I'm the Red Ranger. And they're like, well, I'm Captain Crunch.
I want
can't
you guys
defeat
to
me.
have as you can use any version of Spider-Man.
Oh.
Okay, because there's lots of versions of Spider-Man. There's only really one. There's maybe
That's
a couple.
not true. Wait for season 2.
But they're basically the same.
No.
No.
Kind of the whole plot is that there's a bunch of these guys.
Yeah.
I know, but power sets you've got
they're
Cosmic
all,
Spider-Man.
they're all
you've got,
invincible.
Sure.
they all have the basic power
gotcha,
sets.
gotcha,
There's
gotcha.
no
Anyway,
invisible turning.
so you're gonna have
Actually,
you're gonna have a playground fight with Spider-Man and Invincible.
I'm
And you're gonna try to
gonna be
one up
that
each other
kid.
and really try to win. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
all right.
So my character's name is Invincible
Yeah, that's a good
because
point.
he's invincible.
Yeah, I guess you win. And game.
No,
that's
try.
not-
You gotta
okay,
try.
here we go.
Okay.
Oh, he might be invisible, but he's not invisible to being sticky. That's right.
That's
Get
true.
stuck. I stick all of his arms to the walls.
How did you know that I had to hang out with my girlfriend who doesn't know I'm a superhero? And now I have to explain all this goop on my arms.
Got you with your crushing teenage anxiety.
So you win this
Which I
round.
also have.
Well, my dad's a superhero, and we're pretty well off because of that. So I don't have to work a job or anything. So I'm gonna go fight your loved ones. Because I don't have to make it to a job or anything. I'm also well off financially.
You're just gonna beat up Aunt May? That's your solution?
No, I'm gonna charm her, and she's gonna love me even more as a
We can't. Well, I'm gonna
nephew.
I'm gonna stick your whole body to the ground so that you can't ever talk to Aunt May, and I'm gonna tell her to delete her Tinder so she can't find you.
Well, I just applied a fraction of my strength, and I actually broke out of those webs.
Oh
I sneezed, and they flew off.
Oh well, I am having that allergic reaction to spiders that I have, and now I'm actually more spider than man. I'm gonna bite you. You done got bit.
I'll let you try. Did it pierce my skin?
Okay. Well, this time I'm gonna be skin piercing Spider-Man, and I'm gonna pierce your skin.
Oh shoot! I actually don't have skin. It's titanium that is a soft like skin but can't be pierced, even like titanium.
Okay, I bundled you up in a whole entire web, and then I just keep you there in a cocoon.
Did you make this web on your own, or is it organic?
It's organic. It came out of my butt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually not able to get out because of preference now. I'm learning something about myself, a weakness I didn't know existed. What a fun
weakness
time on the playground we're having.
And scene.
Is
Well,
intrigue.
Way to collaborate. Chat, I bet you anything a comic book nerd out there could make the argument that a version of Spider-Man could beat Invincible.
Which
Bet you
version?
anything.
You might know more versions than I do. Most of my Spider-Man knowledge comes from watching The Amazing Spider-Man as a kid, which great show.
But again, it's
don't-
really just sticky webs, which is why every solution was
Yeah.
just
Well, I
it's
mean,
sticky.
Miles can turn invisible. Can Invincible? Does he have good hearing or heat vision?
I'm
can
sure
shock.
that Peter Parker got the Phoenix Force at some point. I would
Some sort of thing like that.
question like power scaling. Like,
That's not Spider-Man defeating Invincible. Then that's the Phoenix Force.
in Spider-Man's body.
Well,
It's a version of Spider-Man.
I'm on this guy's side.
Yeah.
but the whole point of the Phoenix Force is it is a huge force that is stronger than anything.
Right.
Is Venom Eddie Brock beating Spider-Man, or is it Venom beating Spider-Man?
Both. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic relationship.
By definition.
Yeah. That's actually a great point.
So
Yeah, that's actually what
by
it's
that
called.
admittance, then the Phoenix
I mean,
Force
there-
and Peter Parker
There was
are
a version
working
called the
together.
Cosmic
Symbiotic.
Spider where I believe he got
What
some
is Cosmic Spider? I don't remember this.
He got some cosmic powers for a little bit.
Yeah,
basically
I've seen
like
the Funko Pop.
reality warping powers and like
Oh.
and also like Mark gets the crap beat out of him. Like you like the those half robot like machines, like they cause damage.
He's like always growing in power and getting his butt kicked. So I guess an argument could be made that if like the most powerful version of Spider-Man met a very young, early on Mark, maybe.
Maybe.
I just can't wait for season 2.
Me neither. It's gonna be so good. Is it writer strike or it's animation?
No, season 2's coming.
Yeah, it's already
finished.
finished and stuff before the strike even happened.
Okay, cool. But it wouldn't have because of and no problem with promoting it because like writers, it's not.
Yeah, I
animation's
mean
a
they won't be able
different
to
thing.
promote it. I
Yeah.
doubt.
Beats me.
Anyway, any suggestions from TTYTT? GG?
We have a request for pick a text.
Pick a text.
Pick a text
With our own
from each other.
Go straight to our wives.
Another thoughtful response.
All mine would just
I
be
could
like,
do-
where are you? Are you here? Where are you gonna be? Like it's just.
I could do me and
transactional.
Sam's text where he says, "Sorry, sweetie, I won't be available. It's the first night of the Super Bowl, sweetie,
I did say
or football season."
to Zach.
And then I gave him a kissy face. Any other suggestions? It's gonna be hard to do. Text
We
for
could
that.
find Instagram posts from people and just use the comments. I don't know.
Ooh, from TT.
Poop Face Killa says,
Oh, classic.
"How many eggs?"
Ooh,
Question.
how many eggs?
Let's play the game of how many eggs.
Okay. How many eggs do you think it would take to beat Spider-Man? Everyone think real quick. Realistically, how many eggs do you think it would take to beat Spider-Man?
To beat Spider-Man, was it
1 egg.
one?
Okay.
I can give the
pause.
answer.
All right, pause real quick. 1 egg to beat Spider-Man. What about yours? What about you?
2 eggs, Bob.
2 eggs.
2 eggs.
Okay, I'm going to start with you. Why do you think 2 eggs could beat Spider-Man?
Because he can handle 1 spider for sure, but if there's 2 spider eggs and they both bit him, I think it would have been too much for him. It would have destroyed him.
I'm talking regular chicken eggs.
Not me though.
Okay. How about you?
Yes,
This is going to make me seem derivative since I'm going second, but it's 1 egg because I'm also using a spider egg. I'm time traveling and I'm killing that spider before it makes him into anything other than a loser, wimpy, nerdy freshman.
Now you guys get creative and lore, but before, it's just my webs.
That was actually a pretty good solution. Yes.
Most of its solutions are.
Wasn't it
webs.
weird in the Amazing Spider-Man where Peter Parker looked like a 35-year-old man?
Yeah.
Is that what they thought 16-year-old to 21-year-olds looked back then?
Yeah, you've got the option to animate anything, and you ended up, it's
I
just
really
like
really
comb
preferred
over.
it when it was Tobey Maguire. I believed that kid was in high school.
I heard they might be making a Spider-Man 4 with them. Did you hear that?
Oh, really?
Sam Raimi finished.
I've heard rumors of
finished it.
that. I've heard rumors of another Andrew Garfield. You know they're gonna start milking Miles.
You know that.
You guys ever been bit by a spider?
Yes.
Yeah?
Nope.
No?
Never ever.
Crazy.
I used to joke about letting them bite me on purpose just in case.
Oh, jeez.
I never actually did that.
Thank goodness.
All right, I got a question. Which fiction did you want to be true the most growing up? Could be from a book or from a show. Which one did you like? I wish this were real the most.
I mean, I wanted the technology of Animorphs to be true so bad.
Really?
But the world, not at all.
Scary.
Horrifying situation.
You want to find the cube and it's just there. And there's no
Yeah,
yerks. There's no conflict.
I loved animals so much as a kid. We owned like cats and dogs and rabbits that got eaten by those cats and dogs. We had all sorts of animals, and I wanted to become them so
You
bad.
wanted to become a house cat.
Yeah.
But
to
you
spend my
wanted to be
day.
able to change back.
Yeah.
But,
No, I'm no Tobias. I'm no messianic figure of sacrifice.
He's the kind of the quadrupedal fella, right?
Tobias is he's the kid who becomes a red-tailed hawk.
Red-tailed hawk.
Oh,
And
not
then-
that weird alien cow guy.
No, that's Axe.
Axe.
Axe and Andalite. Anyway, I wanted the technology to be true, but horrifying to think that there are parasites take over your brain and then pretend to be you.
Wow, I did not know as
dark.
much about Animorphs as
Oh, really?
I thought it was
That's like the whole thing.
just turning into animals.
No, it's like super dark.
Wow.
I mean, the whole like thing behind Animorphs is basically the thesis is
Hold up, Adam. I think we've got an improv challenge on our hands.
Oh.
I want you to explain the entirety of Animorphs in 60 seconds. Here we go. This is the entirety of Animorphs in 60 seconds. Ready? Go.
A group of 6 kids or 5 kids find a crashed alien spaceship. He gives them the technology to turn into animals so they can fight against parasites that take over your brain and pretend to be you. They fight against them. They destroy what are called the Yerks, finally, but at the expense of their own humanity. They become shells of humans, basically, and encounter major PTSD as they go through the universe trying to fight anyone else to distract themselves from the horrors of their own past.
You still got 30 seconds.
Oh, cool. They become sharks one time.
How do they fight the parasites? Like, they're not tiny parasites.
No, they have to. But the parasites have a weakness where they have to recharge by their sun basically every, I think it's 3 days, and so they go on like guerrilla warfare sort of things where they make it so that they're weaker, or they fight against their host bodies, things like that.
So a red-tailed dove is better at fighting a
Red-tailed
parasite.
hawk.
Hawk is better than like me with a gun.
Yeah. Imagine fighting a hawk and you've got a gun.
And
that would
that's
be
scene.
genuinely
That's all
difficult.
But the parasite.
Yeah, the parasite in the brain. But it would but it's got all the human difficulties that you have.
Great. Okay, so they're fighting what looks like a human because of the parasite. And
Well,
stuff.
the Yerks
or a
would also...
Hork-Bajir, or
Gotcha.
The Yerks would also enlist other pretty scary like alien types, like the like rabidly hungry alien. I can't remember.
yeah,
what they were called.
Taxons.
The
Yeah, they're kind
Taxons.
of like centipede-looking things that are like have an insatiable hunger.
So on the cover, that like 4th or 3rd image in, where they're like halfway in between and they just look dead in the eyes, that's actually lore accurate because their souls are like destroyed by the depths they went to defeat wartime.
I mean, are you talking about when they transform into animals?
Yeah, on the cover, there's like several of those pictures where they look very dead in the eyes and kind of awkward.
That's just them transforming. Which fun part about that is the transformation is always like disgusting, and she goes way far out of her way to be like, "This is horrific. It is a nightmare to watch, awful to experience."
Does
every
it
single
hurt?
Time. No.
But it's uncomfortable?
Part of the technology is that it doesn't hurt, but there is one of them who has the ability to kind of morph almost like an artistic form. So she'll do things where she'll like turn into a wolf and she'll change her head first and stuff. But everyone else, it would be like if we were sitting here and suddenly I become a wolf. So first my arms like bend backwards all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
And then like hair sprouts all over. And then like the mouth comes out. Like it's a terrifying
So she was gifted
look.
to make it graceful, but
She's
everyone else
able
was just
to,
like,
yeah, but
disgusting.
most people, it's a horrific looking experience.
oh gosh. And what about the basically the Tommy of the group who stayed bad? Remember?
David
David.
is his name. Yeah, this is fun, Sam. You ready for this? There's a kid who discovers the cube, which they touch to give themselves the ability
Okay.
to transform. He finds it, but he's like kind of a jerk
Okay.
at first, but then he becomes homicidal a bit. So what they do is they trick him into becoming a mouse, like they're all going to become a mouse, and then they trap him in a bottle so that he can't transform out of it.
Because he'll like kill himself.
Yeah, because it would kill him. And if you stay in morph for a certain amount of time,
Longer than
I can't
2
remember, I think
hours.
it's 2 hours. Yeah, you're permanently stuck in that body. And so they force him to become a rat, and then they put him on an island in the middle of a lake to live as a rat. And people start avoiding the lake because they like hear voices through thought speak and stuff.
because
like that.
he still maintained his sentience.
Yep.
And they all have telepathy. And the carrots.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
It's
This
dark.
is a children's book. Children's book.
She is one of my favorite things. There was this letter or this post or something that someone wrote one time where they were like, Animorphs is like way too much for children, don't you think?
Yeah.
In K.A. Applegate, she wrote back where she was like, if you're telling me that by reading my books, what you learned is that war is not made of heroes, war will destroy you. War is something to be avoided. War is something that, though we celebrate it through our holidays, it leaves destruction in its wake. Then I think I've done my job for all children everywhere. And I was like, I love this woman so
Wow.
much. It's a good series.
I will admit, from the cool sci-fi perspective, that 2-hour limit, I'd make it a little bit longer.
I loved it.
Best
I thought
I
it was
give is
good.
2:15.
It made it made every single like thing that they did.
I mean, when
There's
you're
there's a
creating the
time
story,
clock.
you'll make either 2 hours work or the 8 hours. Either way, you're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
down to the limit. Either.
But you could like go back and then immediately go back, right?
You could,
But-
yeah.
but-
You just have to like change. But the problem for
But you're
them,
vulnerable.
Yeah, you're vulnerable, and then also the problem for them is that the whole time that they're fighting the Yerks think that there's this Andalite shock troop that they're fighting against.
Not humans.
They don't realize that humans know that they're there, and so the whole thing is they're doing a covert mission so that humans aren't aware of their existence.
That's
if
why-
they found out that they were humans, then they would do just a mass invasion.
That's
all
why
that sort
a
of stuff.
red red-tailed hawk is better than a human with a gun.
Yeah. Oh, you meant for him to be a human with a gun and fight them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's the answer. That's
gotcha.
way better than like, why doesn't Harry Potter shoot Voldemort? Oh, magic makes guns miss.
well, I mean, also there's like, yeah, I mean, it's 6 of you fighting a ton of people. Yeah.
I like the answer. We're in a good place. We agree now.
What was burned into my teenage brain was, I believe it was Tobias, who wasn't in the fight, but he was watching the final fight on the ship through like that big guy.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Rachel, his love, was in a bear, and her arms were off.
Yep.
And then like the screen goes black, and she dead.
Yeah, and her
Spoilers.
cousin Jake, who is the leader of it, sent her to basically do a suicide mission. So in that moment, Tobias like realizes that Jake has sent his own cousin to her death to kind of end the war.
Oh, they were related.
They were
Oh,
related.
okay.
Yeah, Tobias's girlfriend is the leader's cousin.
Okay.
And so Rachel is there. She realizes that the last step has to be her own death. She's like looking at Jake, and they like realize that Jake has known that all along. She's willing to sacrifice. Tobias didn't know, so he like never forgives Jake again because of it, and basically goes into the life of a red-tailed hawk because it's too horrific to deal with the situation.
Insane.
Anyway,
Well, Tobias
That's the story, chat.
was able to get Animorph powers back, but his base form was the hawk. That was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
So he was a hawk who could transform.
He was a
into
hawk
other
who could
animals.
transform.
yeah, because he was originally a kid. He got stuck as a hawk in like the first book, basically.
Whoa.
And then there's this being called the Elemist, and kind of the bigger story of the Yeerks and stuff is that the Elemist, and I can't remember the other, like there's this other alien, they're like actually having kind of a game of chess through different species to try to war with each other without warring directly to destroy the universe. And so yeah, he has the Yeerks, the Elemist has humans. He's able to award Tobias with one gift. And you think Tobias is going to ask to be able to be turned back into a human, but instead he asks to have morphing capabilities so that he can. Well, he doesn't actually necessarily ask even, but it's his desire.
But he
And so
could turn back into a human and stay
He
that
could.
if
He was
wanted
able to. Yes, he always had the
'Cause
option, but he never chose
Humans
to
are
'cause he
also
wanted to fight.
animals.
Very true. It's a good point. Evolution.
I was gonna say Redwall just for those feasts.
Ooh. Oh
Those
yeah.
scones.
Those
The
feasts.
scones.
Dandelion wine has got to be disgusting, and yet it always was like,
Do I want-
I, as an 8-year-old, could go for some
And
dandelion wine.
I know if I made it into the world, like 20 of those scones is one bite. So like I'm never gonna be sated.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're all gonna team up to kill me because I'm just a monster. But for a little bit, oh, those scones.
I never understood that book series. It was a little like racist against certain
It
animals.
100% was.
There's
It's
even
like,
a book where they like adopt a stoat or whatever. Do you remember that one? And they're like, "No, he'll be fine because your upbringing
Weasels.
changes you." And they're like, "Nope,
weasels. They hated
nope.
weasels.
Weasels will always."
I
be
kind of
evil."
don't want to go back just in case there's like racist coding for like we all know what a weasel is, right? And oh, that would be a
Also,
heartbreaker.
Weasels be like,
thinking of those stories now and realizing that, yeah, of course the badgers were the great warriors because the mice are like this
They're like
big.
this big.
And I didn't realize as a kid that he kept the sizes of the animals. So it's literally like a badger and like a mouse, and they're like, let's go to war. There's no chance.
And cats, yeah, they're just like dragons, basically.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't have intel. Like you don't speak with a cat, even though a cat and a badger's
Yeah.
probably bigger.
Kind of strange way to differentiate. Yeah, and the rabbits that were always so hungry and all that stuff, they could just like pack away the food for some reason. Anyway.
hope you've enjoyed our young adult recap podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go back to
read Animorphs.
TTYTT to see if any game suggestions.
Man,
Oh,
talk
man.
about superhero burnout. We were not excited to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. Even though
I love
I've liked
Spider-Man.
every movie, honestly.
Okay, I've got from YT. If you want to stay on Animorphs, there's a request for rejected Animorph characters. If you don't want to stay on Animorphs, from TT, soup or stew.
Oh, guys, you are
Super
crushing it today
How many
with these
eggs?
suggestions.
Soup or stew?
Do you think that Super Stew is more likely to defeat Spider-Man in a fight?
Jeez.
Well,
Zach
what
is
about?
fired.
I'll tell you the answer. The answer is super stew.
Super Stew.
Oh, good.
Nice. Yeah.
Super.
Super. stew.
Super.
I can see it.
All right,
Let's
we're
do
gonna
on that
play. We're gonna play letter one at a time. You two are writing a letter to Marvel.
Okay.
And you are talking to them about what you would like to see happen during the current phase. How you would fix the Marvel franchise.
I haven't even watched the last like 3 movies or
Neither
something.
have I.
I've missed some.
And pre-phase
So-
4 would have been like blasphemy. I
Yeah.
would have been so mad at myself.
Yep.
But now I haven't watched She-Hulk. Haven't seen
I watched
the
like
Marvels.
the first episode of that.
Haven't watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Marvels isn't out yet. So.
I still haven't seen Mobius.
The
Morbius.
the
Oh, that's Sony.
what was the Guardian of the Galaxy 3? I haven't seen that one. The new
That's pretty
Ant-Man. Haven't seen that one.
That one's bad.
I heard it was really bad. Anyway,
Okay,
Let's do all
Dear
this.
Marvel, one word at a time.
Do we have to start with Dear Marvel?
It helps with the hook.
Okay. Dear
Marvel,
Kevin,
can
you
please
just
once
fix
the
issue
of
Spider.
Man
Where
is
the
action
where
is
the
romance
where
is
the
snackage
everybody
knows
Spider
man
loves
to
eat
all
the
time
fruit,
vegetables,
small
large,
insects,
medium, moderately
size
insects.
also
He
loves
to
feed
on
children
at
night.
he
Wants to eat
there.
blood.
He
Can't
get
enough.
he's
I
what was that word?
a
Spider
wolf
you
must
incorporate
the
back
story
of
Spider
Wolf
into
the
cinematic
universe
of
Marvel.
please
Make
it
better
by
tomorrow.
love
Me.
and
Also,
me.
P.S.
How are you,
Doing
Kevin?
it
Makes
me
sad
to
see
you
fall
so
far
from
grace
and
power.
last
Year
I
watched
you
dance
from
my
bushes.
the
Entire
time
I
cried.
because
Your
mother
was
not
there.
she
Left
you
to
dance
with
your
brother
who
runs
the
DC.
universe.
Fancy.
True story.
You gotta check
That's
it
what
out.
happened.
His brother runs the DC universe.
Yeah, James Gunn is his real brother.
Really?
No, not at all.
You know so much more than I do about all these things, and you seemed so confident. I
Well,
was like,
who is
sure.
His brother is James Gunn's brother. Does do like stuff in all of his movies. He was in
He's the
Gilmore
Finn
Girls.
guy.
He took over as the second Finn guy,
Oh,
who's from the guy from Gilmore Girls.
He
You know
kind of
who
has a
that
southern
is?
act. He was Yondu's right hand man.
yeah. I
Yeah,
know
that's
that.
his
Okay.
brother. He does like
Gotcha.
a lot of the green screen work too.
Kevin, how do you say his last name?
Feige.
Feige?
Feige.
I always want to say Phage or something like that.
That
Yeah,
would have been
it'd be better.
cooler. He could have been like, now we're on phase 4.
Phage forward. All right, if you have any suggestions for improv games, characters, or scenes, drop them below. But I'm going to play a fun game called Writer's Room. Here's how it's going to work.
We're on strike.
Are you all caught up? in solidarity.
I'm already out.
Well, it'll only be illegal if someone takes it.
Are you using this for
produces it.
AI? Because I'm not on board.
Just the subtitles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write season 3 of The Mandalorian one line at a time.
Ugh.
We're gonna start with here. And we're all gonna. You don't like The
Are we
Mandalorian?
I
rewriting
kinda hate
season
that show,
3?
but let's do it.
What's that?
Are we rewriting season 3?
Are we all? They already had a thing?
Season 3 happened.
No, they had
Yeah.
season 1, and then they had
That ended with...
Probably season 2 came
I
next.
guarantee
But then they
season
had-
3 happened.
No, they had Boba Fett, which had
that
elements.
happened
Of it.
after season 2.
What happened in season 3? Is that with the whole like the waters of Mandalore and
feel
stuff?
like
That's season 3.
What happens in season 2?
This is why it's a terrible show.
Spoilers. I'll tell you. I could tell
Well,
you.
just give me the basic arc. Of season.
So Mando figures out that the little baby guy has a connection with some ancient dead religion, so he looks for
and that was the
purveyors
end.
of that religion to give that child back to.
Oh, that's right. End of season 1 was the whole saving the baby. End of season 2 is where they connects him with that iconic figure. And the end of
Book of
season
Boba
3.
Fett, the wholly different show, is where they undo all of that. Yeah. And then if you watch season 3, you're like, what? And there's no recap.
Oh,
They're
they
just
don't.
back together.
They just assumed you watched Boba Fett. Which, by the way, like, why do we care about Boba?
The worst
at all?
thing ever made.
All right, we're gonna write
I mean,
season
Mandalorian
4
sucks
of The
quite a bit.
Mandalorian one line at a time.
Okay.
Okay, starting with you.
We each get a line.
You all get a whole line. Try to stay away from run-on sentences.
Whole
We're gonna
season
build
4.
this. Here are spoilers for season 4 of The Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda has a twin, and they just found him in a box.
They squished that box promptly, killing the twin and ridding the universe of one of the only other Yodas.
To me, Gabe. Baby Yoda 2 becomes a Force ghost, but a Force Sith ghost.
Oh.
You first find that out when Ghost Anakin shows up to explain why he's actually a good guy now, and that he's done enough to make up for the bad stuff. But baby Sith Yoda shows up, and Sith Yoda lightsabers him and kills Ghost Lightsaber Anakin.
Yeah. They do a flashback that is Ghost Anakin. This is episode 3 of Ghost Anakin and Ghost Baby Yoda reenacting the entire point-for-point plot of Adventures in Babysitting, but with a Star Wars tilt.
Spoilers. It ends with Anakin slaughtering all the people they're babysitting.
Then there's another episode where Jack Black and Lizzo's characters come back just to hang out for another one-off that doesn't really affect the plot, but it's fun because Jack Black is charming, and Lizzo was not yet embroiled in controversy when they cast her.
Is that real? Jack Black and Lizzo were in
That is real.
What in the
Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future is also in that episode.
Maybe I will watch this show.
It really is a one-off that they're literally the setup of that episode is, hey, we need to advance the plot. And Jack Black and Liz are like, not until you do our fetch quest.
Oh, fuck.
Then you can further the plot.
Okay, so they've come back to the... Okay, next thing. It's revealed that Force ghosts, when they die, they become Force poltergeists.
And he shows up, and guess who's also a Force poltergeist, but Sith? That's right, Palpatine. He's back. But pre-back, before he's back in the sequels. And he starts training Anakin to be the evil guy that does influence Kylo Ren in the later movies.
So then, because they're poltergeists, the rest of the season is Mando, like, they set up really cool, actually compelling Star Wars setups. But then, like, when he goes to do it, he slips on a banana peel. We hear, wah, wah, woo, 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 woo. There's a droid who just makes that noise. So that's the first hijinks. He's going to take out a bad guy. He's saying his bad line. He slips on a banana peel.
Yeah. That banana peel becomes a Force ghost. And it's revealed that all buildings, all people, all things that are ever destroyed actually just become Force ghosts. And there's a whole other Force universe that's carrying out the exact same plot of all the Star Wars movies all the time.
Which actually makes sense, because in this universe, midichlorians translated into our English is potassium.
Yeah.
So when you have high midichlorian levels means eat lots of bananas.
What I meant by the Force surrounds us and is in everything is, yeah, there's just a copy. Always said this I have.
Which all the midichlorians eventually they band together and are sucked out of the bodies of everyone and become one Force being to fight against all Jedi and Sith.
Who's that being? Jar Jar Binks.
To win, they have to condense themselves so tightly to create such a big explosion that blows up Jar Jar Binks. And it was such a big explosion, they actually refer to it as the Big Bang.
Yeah.
And that's actually how Star Wars ties back into our universe and why it happened a long time ago.
Yeah. As soon as the explosion happens, we hear a deathly silence on the screen, and the only thing that breaks it is the one sentence uttered that says, Misa, the creator of all life in the universe.
He says, Misa has a theory about this Big Bang, and starts playing young Sheldon and starts.
Yeah. Yep. So, Star Wars universe.
Big Bang, same universe. There are actually Force ghosts in the Big Bang Theory. The main character has something. They never diagnose him, but one of his childhood heroes dies and comes back and visits him as a Force ghost frequently.
But it's just his.
He's
mental
imagining
thing?
it, but he's a grumpy old man who's like, why am I wearing robes? And why am I here? I hate, I've never liked you. I just want to be dead and enjoy death.
What in the world?
And scene. Tune in. After the writer's strike, make sure you tune in. Let's head back to GG. Let's head back to TTYTT.
I just want to say, could you not see George Lucas being like, yeah, all the midichlorians are actually going to become their own force being and get sucked out of people's bodies?
Yeah.
I feel like,
of course,
that's on the table.
He's actually not allowed to create for Star Wars anymore. Disney bought it.
Right. But given the option.
But he'd be like, well, is a good guy doing it or a bad guy doing it?
That's true.
Like a
Well,
bad
let
guy.
me
It's like,
let me
well, that
ask
makes
this
sense.
question: Would that actually be worse than Episode 9?
No. Well, let me ask you this real quick. Are you a J.J. Abrams? Do you stand with J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson? Which one do you wish had the entire sequels trilogy?
Ryan Johnson. Because J.J. Abrams just tried to do the same thing again, and that's really boring to me. I didn't love that Ryan Johnson was like, we're going to destroy everything, but I at least respect somebody who's like, we got to do something different, man.
The Last Jedi is a good movie. It's a terrible part 8 of a 9-part saga.
So you're Ryan Johnson.
He's a good storyteller. He wanted to mix things up, which, once again, maybe part 8 of a 9-part saga is not the right place to make the mixes up that
But when
he
you're handed a
did.
box of garbage.
Oh, yeah, when JJ's like, what if we did the same movie? Yeah, what can you do?
Also, I'll never forgive J.J. Abrams for Lost. Never.
Never.
So
when you which movie did you leave feeling better about? The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi?
I always said The Force Awakens is a good movie, but how good it is will be determined by its sequels. Sure. And its sequels determined that it's not a very good movie.
What about you? How did you feel?
I mean, in the moment, I walked away from The Force Awakens and I was so excited. I walked away from, what's the other one?
Last Jedi.
Yeah, I walked away from that and being like, well, that kind of sucks. Because isn't that the one that they reveal about her parents are like nobodies or whatever? Like, that really sucked.
Her parents are nobodies. The minority characters have useless side quests that really don't do any favors for them. Has interesting characters.
So I definitely hated that. I don't know. It was
Mark
all
Hamill
bad.
suckles an alien's teats.
That's right. That was the only good part. That was nice. Watch that on repeat.
Because as unoriginal as The Force Awakens was, I left with questions that excited me.
Yeah.
Who is Snoke? What's going to happen with Finn?
Well, that's J.J.
I really
Abrams'
like-
thing, is make a box.
Yep,
And put
mystery
nothing in the
box.
box.
So you don't think he would have been able to deliver?
He never
I don't
does. He
think so.
always bails on projects before. He wasn't around Lost still at the end when they had to be like, and this is what was in the box.
Why was
He
there a polar
only
bear?
came back to Star Wars because literally no one else would do it because of how incohesive those two were.
What a mess.
I was excited just because it was a brand new Star Wars thing. But yeah, what a terrible thing to hand over to anyone. And then kind of a bummer, I don't know. None are without sin, I think is the answer. Because Ryan Johnson, I mean, kind of a bummer that he was like, I'm also not going to play ball. But I don't know. If he had,
but
it
weren't the
been really
characters so fun? Like, the beats, it's like poetry or whatever, aka like we're gonna tell the same story. But all the characters were awesome. Finn was great. Rey was great. BB-8 was fun. Like he bought like a new twist on the same thing, and then Ryan was just like, you know what?
Yeah, the characters were fun, but from like a story point, it's like, remember your beloved childhood heroes who you've waited so long to see on screen again with a new set of heroes? Everything they did,
Yeah.
jack squat. It's
That's true.
worse than when they were in
I
charge.
do remember
in fact.
thinking, I was like, I hope that this isn't just all the same stuff all over again. I wonder where they're going to take it. Because, like, I don't get that excitement that everyone else got, I guess, when it was like, and it's the Millennium Falcon. Like, I was just like,
I hate the Millennium Falcon. I love Star Wars. That is the most overrated ship of all time. Yeah, it was unique when it came out. It's cool looking because it's different, but it's enough.
It does the
It's
Kessel Run.
Yeah, the Kessel Run, which now we find out is the result of, at that point, that's right after they take a black woman's sentience who's fighting for freedom because she's a droid. They steal her sentience, lock her up as a voiceless entity in the ship to save their own hides, and
Wait,
she
what
now
is this? What does this come from?
in the movie Solo, she's trying to lead a droid rebellion. She's damaged. Lando Calrissian apparently loves her romantically, and he's like,
This
well,
droid.
but to save my life and everyone else, I'm going to take her brain and upload it into the Millennium Falcon so that we can do the Kessel Run.
That's how it has
And
a
now
soul?
her brain's just locked in the Millennium Falcon for all.
That's
So
a Black
it's
Mirror
a literally
episode.
enslaved woman is that ship.
Yeah.
That was what they're like.
And you hate her. Interesting.
I hate
Who's
it.
worse?
No, I hate her. Enslavement. Free her.
that's
Destroy
not
the
what was
ship.
specified.
Give her death.
Yeah, blaming victims, it sounds like.
All right, let's check in with TT by TT. GG, any comments?
There's been more podcasts, less improv this time.
Yeah,
And it's fun.
That's fun.
From YT, you've received 2 suggestions. BB says Slime Rancher, and
What?
Pugamans
That is a-
says Capture the Flag Football.
Slime Rancher is a video game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You ranch slime?
I think it might have been an early like PlayStation Pokemon knockoff, but I could be wrong on
Is that where like there's the ball character? He kind of looks like a giant ball and like with big teeth. It was a TV show.
I'm not positive. It might be a game. There's a game where you could on your PlayStation when you would take out your disc and you put in a music disc, and based on the music you put in, you would get a different monster,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and that might have been Slime Rancher.
Slime Rancher is a first-person life simulation adventure video game developed in blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with it. I think I was describing Monster Rancher.
BB also said something about getting hit by a train.
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
Oh, no, I think it was related to one of the superhero conversations.
Oh.
It wasn't like a suggestion for us to get hit by a train.
Well, anything's a suggestion.
I came here
Go
for
get hit by
improv,
a
not a podcast.
All right, we're going to play a game called New Choice, and your suggestion is being hit by a train. What happened is one of you has just been hit by a train. The other one is the on-site paramedic who's asking questions. Whenever you're ready, begin.
So there was a whole just row of people on roller skates who just came blazing through.
Yeah, he said it was like some kind of conga line
New
train
choice.
thing. No, they were rollerblades.
Yeah.
You said skates, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but no, never mind. In the new contract, please just new choice me. I'm seeing angels. What am I talking about?
No, stay with me. Stay
Do
with
I
me.
follow the light?
No.
Don't
Stay
follow-
here. Stay
The
here.
train's headed towards the light. The roller skating train.
Think of your loved ones.
New
Think of your-
choice.
Think of your stuffed animals.
New choice.
Think of your pet turtle. Oh, don't they want you to? Doesn't little Shell want you to come back?
Yeah, I mean, he's been getting sick because I've been pouring radiated material
New
on him.
choice.
No, he hates me. Even my turtle hates me.
New choice.
I painted his shell red the other day and threw him out the window of my car.
And that's why he's here with me today.
Oh, little shell, you're back.
Little Shell's back. That's right. And he wants no, I want nothing more than
New
you.
choice.
Hey, Bubba.
New choice.
How about you come home with me? Oh, Shell, please, in public.
I would love nothing more than to come home with you,
New
Shell.
choice.
No, Shell. I'm giving you all of my all of my worldly possessions because I'm
choice.
not Shell. It's time I tell you the truth. I'm not your father. It's true. I'm a human being and you're a turtle.
New choice.
I'm actually an anamorph. My base form is that of a weasel.
The worst.
New choice.
My favorite.
New choice.
Tasty choice. I would love to feast upon weasels that I
Well,
also.
it wasn't a choice. I was born as a weasel, and I chose to anamorph into this human
quick, you need to
form.
transform. You're dying right now, but if you transform, all your injuries will be healed.
Is that true?
New
It's
choice.
very.
I can't. I don't have the energy to initiate the transformation.
All right.
If this is the truth I have to tell you, you're not really a turtle either.
Yeah, I'm a human.
No,
choice.
Yeah, I'm a walrus.
that's what I make you anamorph back into so that you don't get stuck as a turtle. But the truth is,
Am I shell now?
you're a weasel too.
I'm a weasel? Cool, man. I love this for us.
New choice.
Oh no, my most hated enemy in the world.
New
weasels.
choice.
Oh, that means that my blood, I can perform a transfusion with you and bring you back to life. It'll be okay.
That's true. You just have to do it quickly.
I've got type weasel blood.
New choice.
I've got, it's O positive.
New
Does that
choice.
work for you? It's AB positive, like
New
my
choice.
initials and my disposition. It's it's A negative.
New choice.
It's slime. My entire blood is just slime.
And see.
That's been ranched for years.
This was a herald. That's a third beat. That's a third beat short form game. Awesome. Let's see. Any game suggestions
Someone called
from
us out
TT
on
by
that
TT?
once, right? Where they were like, "You kind of went like Harold with that one, right?" And I
Like-
was so amazed that someone was watching the technical capabilities.
We pulled off that
Yeah.
kind of audience member.
Nothing.
Great. Awesome. All right, we're gonna
I
close
wouldn't
up.
even recognize a herald.
Yeah.
We're gonna close up. We're gonna close up the stream with a game called Dr. Know-It-All. You know everything about science, technology, philosophy.
That's true.
Everything.
Dr. Broad.
Dr. Broad. But you're only able to speak one word at a time. So I'm gonna ask you questions, and then you're gonna answer it.
Oh, this isn't the one where we do it in unison.
That's how did we do it last time?
Let's do unison because
unison.
we've done one at a time already.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Dr. Know-It-All speaks in unison. Although I think typically it's basically like a spelling bee. But you're right. Let's do
I don't care.
unison.
We can do either.
Dr. Know-It-All in this universe speaks in unison. Dr. Know-It-All.
Yes.
What is the most OP D&D character?
Mine.
All right, cool.
He's got three different forms. Form one, he can chase women. Dope. Form two, he can also chase men. Progressive. Third form, he can be lonely. Form four, online dating is the only dating that he does.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Dr. Know-It-All.
OP.
Dr. Know-It-All, who should I vote for in this next election and why?
In the next election, there will be a dark horse candidate.
Their name is
Satan. Do not vote for Satan.
There
Will also be a light horse candidate. His name is Moses. Vote for Moses. He divided the Red Sea, but will unite the country.
A little worried about a theocracy there, but I guess better than Satan.
Yeah.
Dr. Know-It-All, can you explain to me the first law of thermodynamics?
Of course. The first law of thermodynamics is stuff gets hot.
That's it? You had 4 forms for D&D.
Yeah.
You can't change
hot law.
Can't change hot law?
Allah, listen close to what I'm saying.
Okay. Dr. Know-It-All, how do I become a person who appreciates the love language of time?
Get hot. The first law of internet dating.
Last question for you, Dr. Know-It-All. What's the best way to scale my business?
To scale your business, have you considered leaning upon the primordial powers of a volcano?
The energy from a volcano will erupt your business in sales.
So good. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's stream of Improv Every Day with Zach at ImprovBroadway. Make sure you tune in every day at 12 o'clock around thereabouts, Mountain Standard Time.
Mountain Standard Time.
Mountain Standard Time. And don't forget to never stop improving. All right, see you later. Bye.
Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time.